All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Team Hooah with cybersecurity. We have team members Arlene Nichols, Ziana Sistrunk, Ernie Guerrera, and Jaheim Williams, and myself, the team leader, Terry Surgeon. All right. Table of contents. All right. Introduction. So, what is cybersecurity exactly? Well, think of it as a subset of information security that focuses on protecting information and systems that store, process that information in electronic form. In other words, it's about keeping our sensitive data safe from unauthorized access and or cybersecurity threats. Now, you might be wondering, why is it so important? Well, let me tell you a few reasons. First and foremost, it helps protect our sensitive information and digital assets, whether it's our personal data, financial records, or even trade secrets from businesses. Secure, Cybersecurity ensures that only authorized individuals can access, manipulate this information. This in turn helps maintain our privacy and prevents financial loss. We rely on our smartphones, computers, and internet for so many other of our aspects, from communication and banking to online shopping and entertainment. Without proper cybersecurity measures in place, these systems could be vulnerable to attack, potentially leading to disruptions, data breaches, and even identity theft. All right, next we'll be getting into the key cybersecurity roles and responsibilities, and we'll be starting off with the entry roles and cybersecurity analysts. All right. Cybersecurity analysts protect computer systems, network, and data from threats and vulnerabilities. They monitor security logs, analyze potential threats, and support incident response efforts. Implementing security measures and staying up to date on the latest security trends is important for this role. Requirements include a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity or related field, practical experience in IT roles, and certifications like SEC Plus and COISA Plus. Average salary for a cybersecurity analyst in 2022 was 73K. Next slide. Next, we'll be jumping into the ISO or Information Security Officer role. Information security officers ensure information security systems meet the standard. They conduct compliance reviews, monitor system recovery processes, and attend specialized security training. Requirements include a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity or related field, practical experience, and certifications in SEC Plus and CYSA Plus. Technical experience, leadership ability, and communication skills are important in this role. Average salary for ISO in 2020 was 107K. Next, we'll be jumping into the specialty roles. Pen tester or ethical hacker. Pen testers simulate cyber attack to identify vulnerabilities and improve security posture. They plan to and design tests, conduct vulnerability assessments, and create reports. Requirements include a bachelor's degree or specialized boot camps, practical experience, and certifications like certified ethical hacker and CompTIA Pentest Plus. Problem solving and analytical abilities are crucial for success in this role as well. The average salary for a pen tester in 2021 was 100K. All right, next slide. Next, we'll be jumping into the ISM or the Information Security Manager role. Information security managers manage cybersecurity teams and ensure compliance. They conduct risk assessments, lead incident response efforts, and manage vendor relationships. Requirements include a bachelor's degree, certifications like CISP or CISM, and expertise in multiple systems and networks. Knowledge of local and regulatory policies, leadership ability, and communication skills are important in this role. The average salary for ISM is 120K. Finally, we have the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer. The Chief Information Security Officer is a senior executive responsible for organizations' informations in cyber and technology security. They develop and enforce security policies, educate and manage technical risk, build security strategies, and implement governance, risk, and compliance processes. CISOs candidates usually have a master's degree with 7 to 10 years of prior experience in cybersecurity and certifications like GIAC, GLEG, and GSTRT. They play a vital role in securing the organization's assets and have an average salary of 240K annually. This concludes my portion of the brief. I will be followed by Jaheem Williams with network security, information privacy, and cybercrime. Jaheem?
Hey, good afternoon, class. How are you guys doing? So, I was in charge of doing research on network security, information privacy, and cybercrime. Next slide. How do we benefit from network security? We benefit from network security by having all of our sensitive information being secured and protected. So is your reputation. Next slide. Types of network security include firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, workload security, network segmentation, behavior analytics, endpoint security, authentication, and security information and event management. Next slide. Network security. Network security is the protection of the underlying network architecture from unauthorized access, misuse, or theft. It involves the development of a secure architecture for devices, applications, user, and application to work in a secure manner. How does it work? Network security combines multiple layers of defense in all networks. All network security has a job to do. That job is to implement security, policies, and controls. Only users with knowledge of a unique ID will be able to bypass all the extra security with the unique ID. In simple terms, a unique ID is just another term for password. Firewall. Firewall is a network security that monitors and filters incoming and outgoing network traffic based on organizations' previously established security policies. Intrusion prevention system is a network tool which can be a hardware device or software that continuously monitors a network for malicious activity and takes action to prevent it, including reporting, blocking, or dropping it when it does occur. Workload security is a security solution designed to protect workloads in databases, containers like Kubernetes, virtual machines, and physical servers as they move through cloud environments. Network segmentation is a portion of the computer network which divides the computer network into smaller parts. This is done in order to improve network security and the performance of the network. Information privacy is a relationship between the collection and dissemination of data technology, the public expectation of privacy, contextual information, norms, and the legal and political issues surrounding them. There are many different principles to protect data and information security. Confidentiality, integrity, accountability, availability, least privilege are all forms of information privacy. Information privacy is interconnected and information is shared. Policy appliances will be required to reconcile, enforce, and monitor the policy rules and laws. There are two categories of technology to address: privacy protection in systems, communication, and enforcement. P3P is part of the policy communication. What is P3P? It stands for Privacy Preference Project. It's a standard for communicating privacy and comparing them to the preference of individuals. So it would be beneficial as users to always stay protected. Cybercrime. Cybercrime is a type of crime involving a computer and a computer network. Acts of cybercrime includes committing fraud, trafficking in child pornography, intellectual property, stealing identities, and violating privacy. The five most common types of cybercrime includes phishing scams, internet fraud, identity theft, online intellectual property infringements, cyber stalking, and online harassments. Cybercriminals seek to exploit human or security vulnerabilities in order to steal passwords or money directly. Now I pass it off to my other teammate.
Hi, my name is Aziana, and I will be covering malware today. Malware, also known as malicious software, is a software that's used to disable computer systems and is typically used for personal gain. Next slide. There are many types of malware, but the more common ones are viruses. Viruses is, out of all of them, the most common one and is usually found in pieces of code that are in devices applications. It can spread through multiple computers, resulting in data loss. The next one is ransomware. Ransomware is more commonly used in cyber attacks. And once ransomware is open, it will lock out the systems of the user and demand a ransom back, hence the name ransomware. And that ransom will then be used to unlock the device. There's also spyware, and like its name, this malware is installed without the victim's knowledge and is used to spy on victims and collect sensitive data or information that could be used against the victim. Next is wormware. Wormware it's just like viruses, the only difference is that it does not need a user to activate it. It infects the system, but not the device. It infects the network, but not the device itself. And they're more commonly found in emails or files that can be shared, or sometimes even instant messages. Next slide. The biggest malware attack in history was called My Doom, and it only lasted around 2 months in 2004. My Doom is a wormware, and it started with an email that was infected, and then it ended up infecting over 50 million computers. My Doom puts the computers in like a zombie state, rendering it useless to the user. So this is also a form of ransomware. And this cyber attack cost more than $38.5 billion in damages. Next, how to prevent malware. Keep your computer updated. Keep your computer updated with the most up-to-date virus protection out there. Don't download anything from a source you do not know. Do not open email attachments on emails that you're not familiar with. Emails was one of the main reasons why My Doom spread it so fast, because so many people would just open up emails just to open up emails. And last but not least, if it looks suspicious, do not open it. 9 times out of 10, it is malware. Next is my teammate.
Good afternoon, class. I'll be covering authentication and data breaches in the world of cybersecurity. Next slide, please. To start it off, authentication. What is it? It is the act or process of establishing something as genuine or authoritative. It is very similar to e-authentication, which is what we do on our everyday lives, logging into Netflix or Facebook. It is the process of establishing confidence in user identities electronically presented to an information system. E-authentication and authentication are essentially the same thing. One's just in person and the other one is through an information system. Next slide, please. Why do we use authentication? The one and only reason is data breaches. This is the event in which an unauthorized party gains access to sensitive data or confidential information. Next slide, please. Throughout these last years, in 2020, we've had some recent cyber attacks. Back in 2020, we had a Clark County school district located out in Las Vegas. We had a Chinese group of hackers hack a school district student and employee data center. They stole thousands of files and encrypted them, then requested a ransom. After the district declined, this Chinese hacking group therefore deleted all their information, and the only way to beat them was to shut down the servers. In 2021, Microsoft Exchange encountered a group of Chinese hackers, very different than many. They used a wave type technology where it was attack after attack on day zero. They exploited users' emails and passwords and admin privileges. At the end, just revealing tons of information that Microsoft held. In 2022, Red Cross had a 500,000 records compromised, with some of them being highly vulnerable or highly classified documents. Next slide, please. How can we stop cyber crimes? Well, we use what's called authentication, and authentication comes in different forms, with single factor all the way down to passwordless. Starting with single factor, it's our main form of authentication found just on any platform. It's your ID, username, and password found on your Facebook, Netflix account. Then we go into two-phase authentication. Two-phase authentication then wraps in our ID and password, and then incorporates biometric signatures as well as facial and thumbprint scans. With this two form of authentication, it brings a second layer of security, but then we fall into passwordless authentication. It is not fully adapted yet, and therefore considered new by Microsoft technology. However, with their slogan being, "What can hackers do if they have no password to break into?" Next slide, please. And here are some forms of defending against cyber attacks. Step one being to keep all sensitive information to yourself. As simple as it might be, your ID used for your Netflix account, 10 out of 10 times might be the same account information used on your banking account information on your Facebook profiles. So keeping all that sensitive information to yourself is step one to defending yourself against cyber attacks. Step two is defaulting to only strong passwords. Do not incorporate your last name, your first name, your anniversary dates to passwords. Use very off-topic passwords that no one's going to really guess. Step three is to set up a zero trust security approach. This is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a network security approach that will ask for authentication whenever you're trying to log into any of your accounts. Step four is just to invest in training. Go on Google, find some web seminars about cybersecurity and cyber attacks, so you know what forms it comes in, how to prevent it, and just to know when you're able to save yourself. Next slide, please. And as we know it, in the world of data breaches, authentication is the first line of defense. There is no end game to authentication and data breaches, but keeping your account secure is the only way to keep yourself ahead from malicious attacks. By following those 4 steps and this PowerPoint, you should be able to achieve some security in your personal data. That concludes my portion. Thank you.
Yep. And finally, we have the reference slide here with our references, and that concludes our brief. Thank you.